Alright, welcome. I know this isn't the perfect setup, but hopefully I can make it work. So if I come to the F10 view real quick, and to the left of the screen we've got a live TAC view image, and to the right we've got the F10 map. I've got my F18 up here that I'm flying coming south, and I've got an red enemy AI flying north. Importantly, I have no allies whatsoever feeding me any information. Red guy does have a ship, just so he's got somewhere to clear off to after this is done. We're going to land further south. But importantly, no AWACS, no Datalink, no carrier, no nothing, no wingman feeding me anything. We're going to try find this guy. The reason I've split the view up like this is so that we can clearly see how far away the enemy is at all times. So before going any further, I'm going to real quickly set up my cockpit and see how far away the F18 can find him. And I'm going to fly towards my waypoint 1. It's important to note he's at 12,000 feet and he's going to stay there. I'm going to fly below him to give my radar the best chance looking up. So let's pick up the pace so that this goes a little quicker. I'm not going to put the burners on, but give myself mil power. You know what? I think this is a comfortable height around here. So I'm going to pop the autopilot on. Something like this I'm happy with. And I'm going to set my radar up to try find him. So I'm going to give myself a 4-bar sweep. I'm going to push the range to max. I'm going to limit myself to a 40-degree sweep and change the mode to high, because we're looking for an object that is oncoming and it is against a clear sky. So should really easy see him. On the left, I'm just going to put the SA page on and push the range out also. So there are the waypoints. He's coming along the waypoints the other way. As of yet, we don't even see him on RWR. Just give myself a bingo number. And otherwise we're all set. So I can see, looking over on the screen, that you can see TAC view. He's currently crossing in around 116 nautical miles away, and still we're none the wiser. And now he's just come onto the RWR at around 114 nautical miles. At least that's what it seemed like when I looked over. It's actually interesting to see my control recorded on TAC view live, because it's delayed by about half a second, but otherwise, yeah, it's spot on. Some addition that they added at some point. Alright, enough of that. Let's focus on the issue at hand. We're still hot. I've taken manual control temporarily as we fly through the tops of these clouds. Very nice. And again, the most important screen that you can see, I'm aware that you can't see the left half of the aircraft, is of course the radar screen here, because that is where it's going to appear. I just realised that I'm recording in a different resolution, so to avoid us missing anything, I'm just going to zoom in tiny bit. We can see overlaid on the radar is the RWR signature. I'm just going to fly towards that hot. And just to make sure that this is exactly correct, I'm just going to disable my track IR about now. That looks good. Let's zoom in a little bit just so that we can all see this nice and clear. Let's put the autopilot back on for my sake so that I don't end up going somewhere where I don't want to. Still can't see him, and as you see now, we are about 82 nautical miles away. I'm just going to zoom out real quick just so you can get a little idea of what's going on. Let's roll out there. I'm going to use the heading mode to make sure that I fly generally the right direction. Let's try 170, and with that we'll pop heading select on. That's 171. Yeah, I want to fly direct towards his RWR source. So with that, I'm happy. We're at 10,500 feet below his 12. And they're looking on the map. We are clearly closing. Let's zoom in. Get a slightly better view there. Perhaps there like that. I'm still not seeing him. I'll come 1 degree left. Make my radar sensor of interest just to verify the bars you see is well inside those at 12,000 feet. We're looking all the way up to 52, down to minus 31. He's around, what are we on, about 56 miles. So I'm going to drop this from 160 down to 80. And he is more or less where my radar cursor is. I would suspect 55 nautical miles. So we're clearly looking, you know, at least 15,000 feet above and below him. I've left myself with that 40-degree sweep just to make absolutely sure that we're not missing him. I might even drop the search down to 2 bar just to get the maximum refresh rate, but to make absolutely sure we get him. I'll probably drop this down to 20 degrees, but just in case. And there he is, he comes on. And that's at around, what, 45 nautical miles? We see it now at 44. So it seemed to come on bang on 45. That's in line with my previous couple of tests that I did, not on camera. It was always between 44 and 45. So there's our answer for an unaided F18. So let's switch that over, same take, and actually I best reset the mission. Let's see if it does. So let's go for the F16 next time. On we go. Let's come to attack view and tell it that we are in the F16 at this moment in time. Let's kind of set the range. Alright, didn't reset, but that doesn't matter. We see there the range. Currently around 109 nautical miles. Let's clear the heads up a little bit for action. And I best put the radar onto the right, so real quick, air-to-air mode, 120C, and I'm going to put the fire control radar on the right for the purposes of the camera once again. Something like this. Right, let's focus on getting this out as our range drops to within 100 nautical miles. So there we go, there's 160. I'll just zoom out to check my height. 10,000 feet. I'm going to click the autopilot in. Alt, hold, and steer point 1. Whoops, sorry about that. I've got my zoom button mixed up with that. Let's reduce the azimuth sweep to 1, and let's also choose 2 bar for the max update. I'm expecting to see him here shortly as the range crosses 86 nautical miles. I'm now going to switch over to steer point 2. And we see that little turn as we correct. Steer point 2 indicate by the wedding cake symbol there. Let's just have... Oh, we do now see him on RWR and he's exactly on R12. So I'm looking where he needs to be. As I check TAC view, I see he's around 75 nautical miles now. So what I'm going to do is drop the zoom down also. So he's basically where that wedding cake is at this moment in time. Check my other flight parameters real quick. We're at 10,100 feet going at 546 knots, which is 0.96 Mach, and we've got the radar focused on as we are completely hot. He is still at 12,000 there. You see flight level 120. He's trundling along at Mach 0.55. Either way, he's against a clear sky. Our radar should have best possible opportunities. He's now within 60 nautical miles. I'll just double check that my radar is pointing the right way, and it is. He is directly 12 o'clock hot. .56, 55. So he's basically under my radar cursor there somewhere. He's now going to be about there. Let's see how accurate I am when he does pop on. Around 51, 50. 49, 48. Ever so slightly edging closer. I get that blue horizon line is going to be 40. 46. 45. Come on, this is where the Hornet came on. 44. 43. 42. And there he is. 43, 42. So... lacking by about 1.5 to 2 nautical miles. That is also in line with previous tests. What I haven't yet tested, so this will be brand new for me too, is where the F16 and the F18, sorry, those are the two I did, the F15 and the F14. So I'm going to reset the mission just so that he gets back to where he was before. I'm going to keep it in a continuous take though. Press fly again. Check that my flap switch is up. Gonna go with the F15, and it's been ages since I've flown this, so excuse me if not all my controls are quite where I would like. Alright, with that radar, whoops, not that one. We can just turn the battery on and off, and the FC3 doesn't care. There we go, radar on. Radar's on the wrong side with respect to... You know what? Let me try fix this real quick. So let's have the full screen for one moment as I move that over to the other side. And... F15... flanker, let's get the range info, zoom that in, and you see we're around 147. Zoom in a little bit and get my radar in the appropriate place. There was some way to manipulate my view. I've figured it out. I've figured it out. It's so long since I've used these controls. Perhaps that is... I want to be able to kind of see where I'm going, but also have a look on the radar at the same time. So I'm just going to Wow, the heads-up display is kind of dim by default. Oh no, I've got an altitude meter right here, so we're at 10,000, so I'm happy with that. Let's now push the range out. I'm on 60. And I'm sorry, I can't remember how I can see I'm on interleave there. It's going mid high. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to just real quickly look out an hour. So I've got TWS, I've got the pulse. I don't mind it being like that. Scan zone. I need to decrease the scan zone. Did I really not have that bound? Alright, excuse me. I know this is really unprofessional. Scan zone. Right control plus and minus. Let's just go with that for the purpose of this. So right control minus plus. Right control minus. There we go. Minus plus. Alright, so it's just like that. That'll do. Now watch the height. Keep at 10,000. Let's have a quick look at the range. Got about 120 nautical miles to go. Will this see him further or not? Well, I'm thinking further unless they've changed this as well. But I'm just going to punch the burners on and just keep aware of the height. Radar is definitely... Right, there we go. We see him on RWR, so that's a good sign. He's still about 110 nautical miles away. Again, I don't really want to go through the sound barrier just in case something funky happens at that speed with respect to radar. I didn't want to upset that. But I did want to stay around 2,000 feet below him for all the aircraft. We've got the interleave and he is definitely within the radar suite there. Absolutely sure. What sort of range now? As he's passes inside 100 now. So that third bar at this range would be 120. So he's going to be down a bit more. He's going to be about there right now, I suspect. Looks like we're teetering just under Mach 0.1. Again, I'm looking at the internal instruments here. Let's zoom in just a little bit for the camera, just so that we can see both the speed and when he comes into the radar. I know you can't see the RWR, but trust me, that you can hear is him. It's a 29 radar source. Just trying to stay level there at 10,000. So we cross that 82, 81 nautical miles. Once we're under about 75, if he's still not in, I will reduce the radar range. Now 78, 77. 675, so let's drop this down now. Whoops, there's 80. Make sure that we don't lose the scan. It's now 71, dropping into 70 nautical miles away, and once again it would appear that the range was nerfed. Either these radars are all been made much worse, or the Su-33 is almost invisible. It's one or the other. I'm not going to repeat this test with every aircraft, it's bad enough doing just these 4. 63 to 62. Slightly. Now 58, 57. Wow. Wow. I remember you used to get locks on at 80 to 100 with this in ideal conditions. I certainly did. .51 to 50, we still don't see him. There he is, and he comes on at around 48, I'm going to call it. Maybe 49 because of the delayed sweep pattern. So certainly beats the F16 and the F18 by about 4 or 5 miles by its own steam. So with that, real quick, I'm going to change into the F14 as the last aircraft for this test. I hope I can get away with not resetting the mission. So let's do it. Let's unlock those and come on. Please don't crash on me. Sometimes I think we got away with it.
12 o'clock.
Right, Nails 12. So he's clearly seen him on the RWR already. Autopilot on. Real quick, come across to my TAC view and change the aircraft to the F14. Get the info on screen. About 110 nautical miles away at this moment in time. Let's put him on screen, and while I turn track IR on, I'm going to have to ask Jester to refine. So we're in air-to-air mode. Get the Phoenixes ready and scan azimuth. Center. Down there, radar's down there, so I'm going to have to offset myself to the right once again for the purposes of trying to track IR this. Let's zoom in a little bit and turn track IR off there. And we're looking for, same as before, I'm just going to zoom out one sec to check my height and so on. Oh, we're climbing. I didn't want that. We're still below 12, but only just, so let's descend. There's 10.5. There's 10. A little bit. A little bit more. Tiny bit more. There we go. Alright, let's zoom back in. There's waypoint 2. How far are we? 78. Oh, we've got him.
There's a Bandit, 165, 77 miles.
Wow. Okay. So we actually got him before then. So under our own steam, the F14 wins by a whopping amount. We're not just talking a couple of miles here. In worst place then, let's summarise this real quick, was the F16. With about, what was it? It was about 43. Next was the F18, only marginally better at around 44 to 45. Then only marginally better than that was the F15, that came in at around 48-ish, maybe 49. And then leader of the pack was the oldest, arguably the most antiquated system, the F14, which detected the enemy at 78 to 79 nautical miles away under its own steam. So we're talking at least 30 miles, almost, not quite double, but not far off. And if you mix that in with the Phoenixes, well, it's quite clear who in this, you know, un-Datalink supported environment, this one wins. And I am really surprised to see not just how bad the F15, 16 and 18's radars are, specifically the 16 and 18, and I really thought they would hold up a lot better against the Su-33. I mean, if we have a quick look on F2 view, this is not a small plane. I don't know if you've seen these parked on the stand when you've been next to it with, say, an F16 on a Mirage, but these are massive compared to. And of course I'm not viewing it properly because of the TAC view. One sec, let's get rid of TAC view. There we go. These are absolutely massive compared to the F16 or the Mirage, and I'm really surprised that we struggled to get a lock. So what's the situation now? Can I fire yet? Why are we still oh, because master on. There we go. Let's try get a shut off what we're doing. We are at 33 nautical miles. Let's fire. Missile away. What I'm going to do is just fade that over, because this is real time, and I've not often, well actually ever, that I've seen it real time, other than once to test that it did actually work. So the missile has run out of its own juice. If I offset it to the right, yeah, I know it kind of obscures the missile, but you can see where it's going. And I can begin to see a streak over that volcano island. Just, it's intercepting more now. Oh, it's trying to, it's going all funky.
Heads up, Nails. 12 o'clock.
It's still going funky. There it is. Boom.
Okay, we're on.
We're not on, it's all done and dusted now. Alright, so that's the end of the video. Yeah, amazing, surprised by the ranges, not sure it's accurate. Take care, bye bye.